Hello, hello. Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike and T-Roy.
Hello.
Shalom, Big E.
It's not official. Don't start rumors.
No, I don't want to start. Yes, right. No, Jay's away with the fam still. Kid's doing well in soccer. What are you going to do? He's on the, on this like pre-national team or junior national team. He's
like
just
Olympic trial or something.
He's a fucking good-looking kid too. It's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
all right, prick. He gets all of the Jay's looks and athletic ability, and it's like, and he's good-looking, cocksucker.
And they get to spend Christmas in the sun. Not
That's
a bad
right.
deal.
So do we.
Oh, yeah, it's
Isn't it
supposed to be
beautiful
nice.
around here.
Let's
Oh, I
talk
just
about that.
love it. There's nothing. I'm come to the conclusion there might be nothing better than global warming. Like polluting this planet might have been the best thing we ever did.
How did
Absolutely.
you took advantage of that? Did you?
Thank God.
Like,
Yeah, I
mean-
did my part. I didn't do as much
No,
as
no,
some
no.
people.
Like
I'm only one
outside.
man.
You said it was so nice that it was nice.
Yeah.
That's what you
He
did.
drove today, had the window
Oh,
down.
okay.
Dude, I had the window down. You see the escape I got out there. I had to take my truck into Zott Ford. Hung out with a very thin Steve Gabarra.
Oh, looking
for
good, is he?
quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whole crew over there. Anthony, fucking dude cracks me the fuck up, man. Funny dude. And Bentley was there. He was surprised to see me walk in the door. Like, what's up, dude? And so hanging out with Steve for a while. And you know what he wanted to talk about more than anything? Fucking Isis.
Really?
He's wondering what was up with Isis and about this chick and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, he's a good boy. He said, I'm going to have to call him. I said, I wouldn't do that, but go ahead. Do you, man. And, yeah, he hooked me up, and I had to take the car in. I've got a couple idiot lights.
A lot of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that popped up out of nowhere.
Every
just
time I
small
drive your
things.
car, you got to hit OK like 7 times before you can go anywhere. It's
And it
crazy.
could be a bug in there that's just clicking all those lights on. I don't want to say, because the truck is fine. But
Sure. Drives nice.
yeah, so I figure I'll put some miles up on their car since I've got, 10 miles on my truck already. Had it for like 8 months now. And,
Third tank of gas.
whew, yeah, it sucks, man. Filling your tank every 2 months, it's just brutal.
Nauseating.
It is brutal, but I tell you, it's made nice by this global warming stretch that we're having here. And just thinking about 50, I'm going to be in shorts on Christmas morning outside. It's
Is
just
this
wonderful.
the warmest? I haven't seen any historical data or anything, but is this the warmest Christmas we've ever had? Has
Maybe.
it been warmer? Anybody know?
Probably.
Yeah, what are you guys doing? I thought you guys were combating global warming to make it freezing again. What's going on?
Well, technically, actually, the argument is that it's gonna heat up before it or some shit like that.
Oh, before the freeze?
Yeah,
It's got to
I'm
melt
trying to
first so
think.
that it can refreeze.
Shit, what was I thinking?
New
And
ice
then wipes out
there was
humanity.
that's why when people say, "Oh, I was thinking about that's another thing. That's a different time of the year." When people are like, "Oh, how come it's cold in the summer?" I'm like, "What about global warming?" And that's the reasoning is because
Yeah, that's when I hate global
freezing.
warming. I want to combat global warming in
Yeah.
the summer when it's
No,
cold.
I mean, ask Australia how their year has gone. Record fucking
Yeah,
highs.
I've never been, so I really don't care.
Yeah.
That's down under.
Yeah, I thought about going once in 99, but I didn't end up going.
Didn't make it.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, last show before the holidays for us.
Yeah.
And excited. E, you got big plans. I know you're going to the Christmas Eve thing.
No, I mean,
The
not really.
Star Wars. You're going to Star Wars.
Frankenmuth again.
Oh, yeah, you're going to
for
get
the
your
fucking
buttered
18th
noodles.
year in a row or whatever.
He's got to do his buttered noodles.
Which side of the road do you go to? What's your
Not Zenders.
no? The variant.
Bavarian Village?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck Zenders.
Okay.
No,
Whoa.
I don't know.
Hey.
I don't
Oh.
know. They're probably just. I think I know.
Are they
everyone
both
says they're the same.
well known for their chicken? Like
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
Zender's chicken,
Yeah.
but it's kind of the American Coney versus Lafayette
Basically,
argument. You know what I
yep.
mean? Like they're both great, but E loves those buttered
They're
noodles.
so fucking good, honestly.
Yeah. And
You
then
get them to
T-
go.
The what?
Well, I mean, we try because they do. We have we're cheap asses too. Like we're not cheap asses, but we like games. We like trying to see what we can get for a value. And it is, you do a family style thing where they bring you they just keep bringing you plates. Like you can technically just keep eating. You can say, hey, she comes by and like, hey, can we get 2 more buttered noodle little things? And so you can get things to go. So we do try to play the game where we
End of
we
the
get
meal,
a bunch.
everybody's done.
We
Can
get
I get 4 more bowls of butter noodles over here,
Yes,
please?
and then
Oh,
Doesn't your mom stuff
wow.
rolls in the purse and
No,
stuff?
they
She's one of
get-
those
No, they give you the, we don't
butter
do it-
packets and rolls.
We don't do that like other places. Like we're not necessarily that kind of like we don't go to. It's just something about this that we just started doing it one time because you could. They said, "Oh, you want these to go?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
guess."
hell
And then,
yeah,
and then it
dude.
was kind of like, but you gotta to not be an asshole. You gotta kind of at least in our mind, we feel like you gotta order a bunch and then kind of put it on your plate, and then be like, make it at least look like you didn't just full on take things
Empty
right
bowl,
there.
plate piled up this
What's the
high.
deal?
Oh,
You can't
have another bite.
The deal is they don't want you to order a whole nother thing and then just
Right, and
to-go
then
boxes.
just like order some and then just slide it right into the
Yeah.
to-go box.
We're going to need a whole nother round. Can you just put them in to-go boxes, please?
Don't they make that like to take home, like a little kit? You can make it yourself at home.
Oh yeah, the butter noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go down to the little shop and buy.
Could you just
buy
get
butter
like noodles and butter?
Yeah, but it's better when they make it. You know.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
like,
just-
I mean, I know how to make a hamburger, but I can't make a Big Mac.
True.
Try as I may. So I'm with E on that one. But you kind of pissed me off the other day, T, when you went somewhere and you got kind of the all-you-can-eat style and
Olga's.
brought nothing
Yeah.
home.
No, because
And then you went on a 20-minute rant about this being the most delicious thing ever, and I'm like, well, you couldn't just throw a couple in a to-go box?
well,
What's
yeah,
the
'cause
deal
I didn't
here?
want to be that asshole. You don't take stuff to go from an all-you-can-eat deal. That's it's excessive. It's rude.
I think it's the right play.
Well, you know
but
what? Here's the thing. Honestly, like we don't go to a buffet. I wouldn't do it at a buffet because you just can't or whatever. And it just, I don't know. It just became like I said, it became more of a family game than more of like like seeing how many bags could we do before. So it's really more of a game than versus like.
See
as
how
if we
bad
don't-
you can fuck Bavarian in.
I guess, sure. It's
a game.
Hey, we go there every year, and they get they get a lot of free press from me talking about them and their
Sure.
butter noodles.
Yeah,
all the
you've
time.
talked
I
about
think-
their butter noodles for 6 straight years now.
I know. So
This is going to be a really ignorant statement. I understand that. But are there places, because both places you guys are talking about do not have, like, you go up to the Ponderosa bar.
No.
You know, you order it and they bring you out another thing. So like, I can't stand buffet style. Like, you walk up there and you got the sneeze guard above it and all this food and everyone's just ransacking everything. It never is that good to me. Vegas can have really good buffets. I'll say that. But are there
will-
good buffets
well,
around?
Look,
There
I'm
are
not-
some. They're better than others, but yeah, for generally it's just food sitting around waiting until you eat it.
Yeah.
I will say, and look, I'm sure it wasn't probably good. I've just liked it. But we, for a few years, because my mom had to work, we actually went to Old Country Buffet for a few years for like Thanksgiving. We would go to the Lions game, and then we would drive to meet my mom after her job. And we would go, and believe it or not, the Old Country Buffet was actually open on like Thanksgiving, and we would go there. And I fucking legitimately used to love the Old Country Buffet. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I used to love the Old Country Buffet that we would go to. Like again, but maybe I'm not the biggest foodie, I guess.
Right.
So maybe other people, I'm sure other people would have a taste on it. But I remember really enjoying like going there. Like I remember legit being excited about it.
Yeah.
But,
well,
I don't
when you're a kid, I think it's
Yeah.
that style
I mean, I
is
wasn't
always
that young, but
Yeah.
you're talking 12 and 13.
Yeah.
There was MCL cafeterias back in the day. That was like a chain that was around. I remember I used to love going to. That was like the greatest thing ever. Probably
Buffet
just 'cause
style?
I could eat as much as I wanted, but
Yeah.
the food probably fucking sucked. But it
Yeah.
was the greatest thing in the world to me.
Looking back at it now, like I don't mind the all you can eat salad bars at Big Boys, stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But the, like Chinese restaurants.
Yeah.
Well, I won't go to
like,
a Chinese restaurant all you can eat. I remember one time when I was in Holland. I was in Holland talking to when I was up there talking to one of my buddies, and he said that they were in one of like those buffets. It was up in Holland, and they were sitting here at a booth, like in that weird time of the day where it's between lunch and kind of like 3 o'clock, or the shift change, and
Yeah.
not much going on. They were like the only ones in the restaurant. They said they were in kind of a booth, but there was like another table that someone had been at, and they clearly, the people didn't think anyone was there, and they said they flat out just took fucking a plate from these tables, just right into the buffet.
Oh, no shit.
Slid it right into the fucking buffet.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, boy.
I don't care if this is racist or not, dude. I am 100% more suspicious of every Chinese. I will never do Chinese buffets. Never. ever will I do a Chinese buffet style food.
Why? What is this based on? Just that story?
I just, you know what, man? There's like a restaurant, like, if you pay attention to the restaurants that get closed down for a periods of time and then reopen, it's always fucking Chinese restaurants to me. Like, there was this one in Highland and
It's a bold statement, slanderous but bold.
I don't care, man. No, those restaurants, I like Chinese food, or what we call Chinese food.
Yeah, Chinese American.
American Chinese food. But I never trust it, no matter, unless, maybe if you go to some high end, like, real,
Those little shady ones where you just order up
Yes.
a picture up on above the.
But sometimes
good.
those can be
It's-
really good,
Oh,
man.
it's good, but I don't trust it at all.
Yeah.
I assume that there's absolute shenanigans going on back
Yeah.
there. Reuse of rice.
My thing is like chain Chinese food.
Yeah.
You know those? I can't think of one off the top of my head now. I know there's one
Like
down
P.F.
Telegraph.
Chang's.
Well, no, P.F. Chang's is good.
a
I mean,
good one.
like the fast food pop up.
Oh, like Panda Express and
Yeah.
shitty ones like those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm just like,
So that's way more credible to me because that's basically a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a national thing. It's when you talk about those
little
little
mom and
ones in
pop
the
stuff,
in the
right.
fucking strip malls.
Yeah, but it's usually got that Chinese. You can tell the whole family's working there, you know. But it's like, oh man, they love this stuff. That's their
front.
food.
I'm telling you, there is 100%
It's
one.
just a money
Front,
laundering
for sure.
operation.
House of Lee in Farmington there on Grand River. It's been there since I was a kid. Still fucking open. I couldn't
No one's
believe
ever
it.
in there, by the
No,
way.
nobody's
Right.
ever in there. I go there and they got
Somehow.
great food, but nobody's ever fucking in there. Like, how could this place possibly still be in business for 30 years and
Let's
I've
be careful
always
here.
been the only one here?
Yeah.
No, I love it. I go there. I still go there, but I'm
Yeah.
always the only person
Like,
there.
I don't care what.
Just-
There's this one on M59 in Waterford by where I live. I am telling you, that place has been closed down at least like 4 times in my memory, where it was closed and then just just open again, and it's just like
Same-
oh, I don't
same
fucking-
name?
I think so, but I don't. I guess I won't say that it's the same name, but
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I don't trust.
anyway, well, I guess we'll all have our own good dinners for the
Sure.
holidays, you know.
64 is the high for December 25th.
Dad,
Really?
boy, way to bring it back, E.
Today it was 59. It was the all-time high
Yeah.
for Detroit or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we were at. We were at like 50, I think.
51 maybe.
Something today, yeah.
Yeah,
Or no,
keep
that's
it
what
going,
they're
man.
saying.
Keep it
It's-
going.
Yeah, that's
What?
what they're saying it's going to be for Christmas. It's
Oh,
51.
yeah. Bill Cosby, we were talking about him yesterday, because of Eddie Murphy's, I mean, was it really that harsh what he said on stage about Bill Cosby at Saturday Night
No,
Live?
No,
I think
never.
it was
It
actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
in
if
reality,
Eddie Murphy wanted to go after Bill Cosby,
Oh, for
Right.
sure.
the speech he gave at was it the Mark Twain Award or one of those awards that he won, and it was so funny. He's like, "Yeah, man, Eddie Murphy was being honored with this big privilege," and he's like, "You've won the Mark Twain Prize," and he's like, "Oh, a prize." And then they inform. He's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get some fucking stacks off this thing. I didn't know this was a prize." He gets there and they're like, "We were able to raise $2.3 million." After announcing this, he's like, "Oh man, this is gonna be bigger than
That's
I
my
thought."
cut.
And then they inform him that it's really just an award. They call it prize. He's like, "You might want to think about changing the name of that, man. Maybe."
Misleading.
Yeah, he's like, because I'm let everyone know that future winners, man. It ain't no prize like you think it is. He's like, maybe you call it a surprise instead of prize, because when you get here, surprise, you ain't getting no shit. But then he does a few minutes on Cosby, and does the imitation, and he's talking about, I'm gonna fucking kill that, Hannibal Buress, whoever he is, and he's doing this. I mean, he blasts Cosby.
Yeah.
In that thing for a few minutes, and it's like I don't remember there being uproar, but that was really tame. About
It was.
who would have thought the loudmouth swearing guy would be this family man, and Bill is in prison.
True.
For drugging and raping what
Right, he didn't
100
even
plus women.
say what he was. If you think about it, like he just said he was in prison.
Yeah.
He could have easily said why he was there. By the way,
And in the speech he was given for that award, and this goes back a few years, when the story first broke. This is before he was convicted of anything,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, Bill likes apparently just put a little pills and plop in the drinks and put in the pills in the drinks." He's doing all that, and it was like I went after him hard there. But Bill Cosby. The ball, it's like O.J. Simpson. The balls to open a Twitter account and just be giving your opinions on shit. It's the juice. Giving my
give a
opinions.
even worse because
Can't we all just get along in this
jail,
politics?
Like-
Juice is like giving information, like, listen, everybody, can't we just keep a collective cool head during this? But it's like, like you did when you were fucking murdering 2 people,
Well, at
you
least
asshole.
he's free. Bill Cosby's not even free. Like he's in jail.
Yeah, I get the feeling, though, with OJ and with Bill Cosby, their egos are so big that they're like, Juice is like, "Okay, calm down, everybody. Let me give you my opinion on this just so we're clear." And Bill Cosby's kind of like that. Like, do you not get it, dude? You're sitting in prison for up to a decade.
For dozens.
What was
I don't
that?
know what he was actually
60
in
to
for.
100
right.
accusations.
I don't know what he actually I don't know the charges that were actually brought. And you know how that goes. There might have only been 5 that actually got him in there.
No, it was,
But
it was the
no.
basketball chick. It was the only one that he
so
lost. That
that's
was the only one
he lost.
not outside the statute of limitations. But
Yeah, okay, but you're right. But in reality, we all know it's from 100, maybe. Who
Yeah.
know more? Who knows?
It's a weird situation. It's got to be when you've spent your entire life being a god, essentially,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
untouchable, do say whatever you want, and what your opinion did matter, and what
Yeah.
you said did matter for the first, how fucking old is he? For the first 80 years of his life, or
Yeah.
whatever it's
Yeah, I don't
been, up until now. So how do you just?
Yeah, and you're being honored by every college you've ever walked onto the campus of, given honorary degrees.
Yeah.
And yeah, it would be, but you would think at some point it would sink in like, oh shit, I went from being absolutely beloved to every time I say something, the vitriol, it's savage. People want nothing to do with you, you know? And the idea that this is outrageous. Who could say, I mean, you know, no, dude. There is no way. Some of the women that came forward, especially some of the black women who were like, it's just devastating. The amount of love and respect I had for this guy. Like, he's a hero in our community.
Big time.
You know, he did more for the movement than anybody. That's not lost on me, but it is what it is. He fucking raped me, drugged, you know. There's no way those women would come forward, and that many, you know. So, but Bill Cosby's representative, and this guy was a real piece of shit during the trial. He was always with him, you know, and he's kind of one of these black power things. I love how they go back to the community once they get in trouble. Juice did this, you know, and Bill Cosby's not terribly, you know, there's a lot of black people like, you know, fuck you, man. Very preachy, you know, always telling the black man how to be a better parent and, you know, education. The right message.
Wow. See, the thing is, well, that's the thing, though, is that
It's not a terrible message, but a lot of people resented that. Like, hey, man, fuck you. You don't know my circumstances and blah, blah, blah. To just put it in that context, you know, like, do better and preach to me, and you're not hanging out in the community.
well, in reality, to me, if he wasn't raping women, that would be the better thing to do. Like,
was a
they
pillar of
need
the community.
you know, they do.
Those people eat?
Yeah, some people need to be told that that a lifestyle you're living is not the right one.
A whole
honestly.
race?
You're not talking to individual people, though. I mean,
Yeah.
look at it. If he wasn't raping
hard.
women, I think that it's bullshit for people to be mad. When black people get mad at other black people for stepping out and saying, you know, we as a people need to stop acting like victims all the time, or this or that, or personal responsibility.
Yeah.
I think it's ridiculous when people, oh, you're not black enough. That's absurd. So if he wasn't raping these women, I wouldn't have a beef with what he was saying at all.
No, and I didn't have a beef then either, but it's very hypocritical if you're going to be pointing out the faults of everybody else. Meanwhile, the
that's of
whole
course.
time you're drugging women's drinks and raping them.
Well,
and all.
of course. That's when he
you know,
loses everything.
Charles
but-
Barkley's a good example. Charles Barkley catches a lot of shit for going, yo, man, handle your shit. Grow up, you know?
Yeah.
Don't live like this and have a bunch of kids out of fucking, you know, in a busted home. Like, what good is that? You know, he'll take a stand on shit like that.
For sure.
Now, if we find out in 10 years that he's been raping hordes of women,
Lose all validity.
yeah, it kind of loses a little bit. But I do have that was an Instagram statement put out by Cosby's spokesperson, and he's blasting Eddie Murphy, of course, as a Hollywood slave, which is just hilarious. So Andrew Wyatt is his publicist. He was seen at his side during the rape trial and all that. He released a statement Sunday accusing Eddie of betraying African Americans just to gain approval from a white audience.
Go blacks!
Now, has Eddie Murphy ever struggled to gain
No.
the respect of a white audience?
No.
Ever? Like, what are you talking about, sir?
You just got to lash out at something. You got to try and.
How about you don't?
Probably shouldn't. No, not at all. But
So he's saying, you know, just to get the approval. Trust me, sir. Eddie Murphy has all the approval from the white audience, as if there's a white audience. Whatever. He's got it already. So he said Murphy and other black comics owe their careers to Cosby. You know, Mr. Cosby became the first black to win an Emmy for his role in I Spy, and Mr. Cosby broke color barriers in the entertainment industry so that blacks like Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and et al. Could have an opportunity to showcase their talents for many generations to come. It is sad that Mr. Murphy would take this glorious moment of returning to SNL and make disparaging remarks against Mr. Cosby. One would think that Mr. Murphy was given his freedom to leave the plantation so that he could make his own decisions, but he's decided to sell himself back to being a Hollywood slave.
well,
Stepin Fetchit plus cooning equals the destruction of black men in Hollywood. Stepin Fetchit, of course, is the stage name of the 1930s era, you know, vaudeville. There was an actor, Lincoln Perry, and he was kind of the lazy, dumb, and kind of created this stereotype.
Oh, yeah.
All the characters, dim-witted, bumbling, kind of black guy, lazy, inept. And so he's successful, but a lot of people think, hey, dude, you advanced this stereotype that is stuck forever. And so Stepin Fetchit was his name, so that's the Stepin Fetchit and Kooning. Kooning, racial slur, obviously. So remember, Mr. Murphy, that Bill Cosby became legendary because he used comedy to humanize all races, religions, and genders. But your attacking Mr. Cosby helps you embark on just becoming clickbait. He then suggested that we should all get together, have a meeting of the minds, rather than bringing all of us down together.
Well, when is Bill Cosby's visitors' time?
Yeah, I don't know what visiting hours are at the correctional facility there, but
They're all legitimate points until, the raping part.
right, yeah.
He did do all that, and
Well-
then he raped a bunch of chicks. So
So he wants to have a meeting of the minds with Cosby himself and Eddie Murphy, so we could discuss how we can use our collective platforms to enhance black people, rather than bringing all of us down together. Hashtag not funny SNL. Hashtag SNL. Hashtag far from finished. Hashtag free Bill Cosby. Hashtag Bill Cosby.
free Bill Cosby even.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. We need a free.
What does that have to do with?
Nothing.
This is the biggest load of shit
Yeah.
statement I've ever read.
From Bill Cosby's publicist. So
But why do you even need to make comment? It's
toilet paper to be relevant, to be in so that assholes like us read it.
Does Bill Cosby really think without him, Dave Chappelle couldn't have a career in comedy? Are you kidding me?
I'm not saying that he didn't do great things, and I don't know
did,
how
but-
far back the raping goes, but he did do a lot of things for comedy and as he says, the coloreds, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact of where he is now and what he did.
No, I don't
Doesn't
have
give him
a
a
problem
free
with that.
pass.
I just think there are many, by the time the Dave Chappelle's and before him Eddie Murphy's and Kevin Hart, do you really think without Bill Cosby's people wouldn't have come blasting?
Oh,
through?
well, of course.
I mean,
he
you've
just
got
was
Richard
the first.
Pryor.
It's not that he was going to be the only one. He was just the
Yeah,
first.
and Pryor was there too, and there were different styles, but it just shows the level of ego. Bill Cosby thinks, his opinion matters to the public right now. The public hears Bill Cosby, they don't think of himself. They don't think of the Cosby Show. They think of the dude who was fucking drugging and raping women for decades.
It's like if Jackie Robinson didn't break the color barrier, like it would still be all white in baseball. Like that
Yeah.
was their one shot at it. If it
Yeah.
didn't happen, it would get
And I think entertainment is such a different thing, the walls were being broken down before Cosby even got there. And I'm not saying
how we got the opportunity to do it in the first place.
right. And he definitely created, windows and avenues and all that, but you're talking about some of the funniest men on planet Earth. And some of the most creative people to be like, without Bill Cosby, you'd still be on the plantation, sir. What are you talking about?
Ignorant.
You
and I were talking that
it's
he's
crazy.
damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't, because it's the low-hanging fruit to take the Bill Cosby joke, but it's also the elephant in the room. So he's fucked if he does,
I
he's
think-
fucked if he doesn't.
You mean Eddie
Yeah,
doing it on stage?
doing it on
See,
SNL.
I
If he
think it's-
doesn't do it, he'll get blasted for not doing it. If he does do it, it's, well, whatever, cheap shot. There's going to be people like that blast him for that. So
See, I don't think of it as low-hanging fruit because of what you just said, because it's the elephant in the room. Like, you have to address it at some point. You have to, everybody knows his Bill Cosby impression and all that and what Bill Cosby meant to comedy. And people were, looking at Eddie Murphy, what's Eddie Murphy going to say?
Yeah.
And it had become kind of the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
And so for that reason alone, it's no, he hit him. It was funny as shit. It made people think. But it wasn't vicious.
No.
It wasn't.
It wasn't over the top.
And it is a fact. He's in prison, serving 10 years. He'll probably do 3. But, I
think
don't
he
know.
makes it out alive?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Depends on how actually sick he was. You remember because he was walking in, blind and
Yeah.
yo, I can't
Yeah.
see and blah blah. I mean, if that was some bullshit to try to get.
What if he comes out just fucking just yoked? He's in the yard just
right?
Well, he is
Running
Bill
and limping.
Cosby. Who's the guy, the New York financial guy that just pyramid schemed everybody, stole everybody's money, Ponzi scheme, billions and billions of dollars. Madoff?
Bernie Madoff.
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah.
Bernie Madoff is the shit in prison. He's fucking helping people with financial shit and teaching them. He's the godfather in there. His time in prison is not that bad. I don't know how Cosby's would be if people, because usually rapists are looked at as especially child rapists. Now Bill's not that, but my guess is he's probably holding court and being funny
Probably,
and
yeah.
giving life lessons and telling grand stories about celebrity and what he's, and people, dude, if you were stuck in prison, it'd be pretty dope to hang out with fucking Bill
Yeah.
Cosby every day. You know what I mean? Like the stories Bill would have would be incredible. I mean, yeah, I mean, it sucks that he raped all those chicks. I didn't have anything to do with it, but
Well, you're in there
shit,
for something
while I'm-
yourself, so who are you to judge?
Mine would be tax evasion or something dumb, white collar crime or harmless innocent crime.
I meant like you was in a prison.
The
I meant,
person
like,
that's in there
the
with
person's in jail.
No, I know, but you said you, so I was addressing it as if you were saying me. But no, I mean, like that'd be pretty dope to be in there with Bill Cosby.
Maybe he's just a miserable cunt in there.
My guess is
asshole.
his ego won't let that happen. He's going to be performing no matter what. He's
Probably.
going to perform to whoever's in the cafeteria. He's probably in a lower security thing where he's got plenty of hours of mingling with the others. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to hear. But my guess is he's probably doing
Well taken care of, I would think.
Yes.
Somebody's looking out for him.
Yeah. Police have identified a person of interest in the fatal stabbing of C.J. Beathard's younger brother.
Just
the
one?
49er backup quarterback. I love these. It's like, man, you got to be careful who you die with, because it's like if you die with someone more famous than you and that you're
irrelevant.
and friend, and buddy, and so it's like it's now just 49ers quarterbacks, C.J. Beathard's brother, Clayton Beathard, and another man outside of it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just another man.
Well,
It's
Well,
like,
he would have
that's-
been, I mean, if you died without
Exactly.
a
If
celebrity,
he was the
wouldn't
only
even be in
one
the
that got
stories.
killed, yeah, it'd be a man died of a
And we
stabbing
wouldn't
in
even know that it
Nashville.
happened.
yeah, but your obit, the obit probably has to say, even for him,
Yeah.
the other guy who was the third, Paul Trapani the third, stabbed to death. Yeah, it was the C.J. Beathard's 49ers
See, I think
quarterback's
the
younger
more I
See,
think
brother.
about
that's
that, I used to
tragic.
agree, and I used to agree with you. And the more I'm thinking about it now, I disagree because it's like if you're just a guy and you die, no one's gonna fucking know who you are. But if you're in the if you're in a plane crash with a famous person, it's like, whoa, shit, you died on the plane with so and so.
Yeah, I never wanted to be like on a plane with Drew or Mike. It's like Drew Lane tragically dies in plane crash with producer.
Some other
See,
guy.
that-
And friend,
Well, yeah,
be like,
but-
fuck, man.
But if you died by yourself, no one would. You wouldn't
It
even
wouldn't
be
be.
in a story.
It wouldn't be even minusculely noteworthy if Drew and Mike's producer died in a plane crash. I mean, at least I'd
No,
get named.
honestly, no. I don't think. I think that if you, if you're, when are you talk, especially not like when are you talking now? Like
Talking about at the time when they're at their
it's-
peak in the
okay,
Motor City.
Okay, so you're talking, let's say 2000, or whatever
Yeah.
ish. You're
Plane crash is a bad one. But car crash would be better because if it's a plane crash, I'm assuming we're not in a private jet.
You never know.
I
Yeah.
think even in a car crash, like in your obit, it would have said like, oh, Mike Walters, producer on the Drew and Mike show, died in
Yeah.
a car crash. But in a news, it wouldn't even make the news anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe it would just because of the Drew connection, but I just like the headline: Drew Lane tragically dies
would in
with
Detroit.
friend and
It
car.
would
I'd
in
be like,
Detroit.
fuck.
It would in Detroit. You're right.
Yeah.
It would, but
Not national news.
No.
Settle down.
The real tragedy is that lineage is over.
Which lineage?
The III. It ends with the three I's.
Oh,
There is no
yeah.
IV.
He's not getting the IV. I bet.
There-
I bet that family was like, we're one away from the IV.
Man, we should find out if he's got a kid.
I don't think so. He's 21. Maybe, but so yeah, Paul Trapani III, Clayton Beathard, was at that Dogwood bar we were talking about yesterday in Nashville, Tennessee. Then I'll see identified a person of interest, and it was like, yeah, with those images being shown around and as much national interest as there's been, Michael Mosley's his name. They have not found him. They're asking for the public's help to find this 23-year-old.
With all those pictures and all that, they've only identified one of those people, though?
They've identified more. They really want to talk to the blonde.
Yeah.
They identify, and they wanted to talk to Mr. Mosley. There's one person in the pictures that they have not identified, and it's the guy in like a Nike sweatshirt.
The
that seemed
fatter
like
guy?
the easiest guy. I felt like, remember when I looked at the pictures
Yeah.
yesterday, I felt like he was the one who had the most clear shot, like kind of a beard,
Yep.
glasses, Nike sweater.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was the skinnier guy.
Was it? I don't know.
Oh. I don't know. I
Either
thought-
way.
Well, they're saying Michael Mosley in that picture with the blonde standing by like the jukebox or whatever, and then you got the two guys by the booth. The guy talking to her is Michael Mosley. So
okay.
that's what, like, he's definitely a person of extreme interest because he was outside during the fight, he was inside when it started and when it went down, and he was talking to her.
Yeah.
We have video of him talking to her. So this appears to have resulted in a argument over a chick. We know that.
But he's not the stabber.
I don't know. They haven't said, but they know he was at the, inside, outside, and personally talking to her. So they said the fight was over apparently an unwanted advance made by a man toward a woman in the bar.
That'll do it.
Mosley is believed to have definitive information as he was seen talking with the woman in the video. He's been identified as being present both in and outside the bar. He is the person who was talking with her at the bottom of the screen in the video. Police said they managed to identify all, like I said. The 49ers released a video, Kyle Shanahan addressing the team, and I hadn't even really thought about it, but it was like 3 a.m. before that Saturday game, that big game they had, and won last second, or whatever. And Kyle Shanahan apparently just went right to CJ's room, and and so there was video of this in the locker room after the game, and they had all dedicated that win to him and whatnot. I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know if you watched it, E, but
I did not.
The Niners released this video of.
Guys, I think we've done it every way, but you guys keep finding other ways to win, man. That was a hell of a job, everybody, dude. By no means did it go perfect, man. The heart it took for everybody here throughout that whole game, all right, the highs and lows we went through, and for you guys to keep persevering. Fred, the play at the end of the half, guys, two third and 16s, right where we want to have them, right? All right. Guys, this means so much to all of us, everyone who worked here. Guys, as cool of a win as there could be. 12 wins for our team. All right, we know we got one more. Also, I didn't know what to say to you guys at the beginning of the day because you guys know what happened last night, man. And having to go spend an hour with CJ last night and just being with him during that, you guys know how tough it is for him and his family right now. And what I can tell you, I spent an hour with him last night, and he was exactly like any one of us would have been, distraught, struggling to talk. But he barely could talk, and the last thing he said to me when I walked out the door, he stopped me and just goes, "Hey, you make sure the guys go win this game." And I didn't want to say that at the beginning because this game doesn't mean anything compared to his brother. We all know that. All right, but you guys also know CJ, and he meant that, man. He's got our backs as much as any of us, and we got his, man. It was a special day for us, guys, and I'm so thankful for you guys that you guys could do that for him because that was the last thing he said to me, and I know that still meant a lot to him. So I appreciate you guys for that, man. I can't tell you guys how much I appreciate everyone here. That was huge. I want everybody to get some game balls. So.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
That's it really drives home the commitment and the what those guys go through together to just to make an NFL roster, and have each other's backs. You can see the emotion on the players.
Oh yeah, that's like the equivalent of. I mean, it's a cliche to say that, but of going to battle with the guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm not to equate it to get blasted for saying that it's not.
I
understand it, but it is in a way.
It's as close as you're going to get as far as
the way you build that camaraderie and as tight as those guys get and as close as they get, as much as they're together and what they go through. So.
Yeah,
they become a big family,
and you see them, have each other's back no matter what on the field, and you can just tell right there that it's like you're not just playing for yourself, and if you're going to have any success, it's on the back of all of us, and that goes for the practice squad guys and third stringers, they're all serving a role. I was looking at quotes, when reading up on that story, and there were little things in there about some of the starters that they sat. Just to try to keep them fresh because they were not getting pressure and stuff. And they're going second, third, fourth string. They're just naming these guys that stepped up for their 2 plays and how it meant the world. And, it's like, God, you just really get the level and respect that these guys all have for each other. It's crazy because you wonder how many of those guys have even met, C.J. Beathard's younger brother or
Probably
whatnot,
not. Most of them haven't, I'm sure.
Yeah. Moving on to other things, one of the NYPD detectives dealing with the Tessa Majors murder is coming under fire. He's faced accusations of falsifying evidence and lying in other cases. And, this is one of those, this is a defense attorney's tactic, kind of shit on a guy publicly, try and influence people's opinion. So I want to be careful, but some of these things, I don't know. People file lawsuits against cops and whatnot. But Detective Wilfredo Acevedo, okay, he's among one of the detectives.
I nailed it.
Investigating her murder. at a probable cause hearing. So he's one of the guys that interviewed the 13-year-old without representation, without a parent, without a lawyer, and yelled at him, whatever. And so he testified then to what the kid said in the interview, and now his attorneys, the little kid's attorneys, it's the Legal Aid Society. He's probably getting free representation by this group. They're condemning the NYPD already and claiming he was interviewed without the attorney present. Now they're pointing to accusations against this cop from other cases in which he's accused of lying. So it's proof he's not a credible witness. And so I'm like, all right, what do you got? There's 4 lawsuits that have been filed separately.
Against him personally?
Well, him personally, and then him and a couple other cops.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. They're pointing to saying the allegations by men who claim he, along with other cops, wrongfully arrested them. One was filed last year, Darius Roseboro. He says Acevedo and another detective barged into his home unlawfully, arrested him for a shooting he did not carry out. He spent a year in jail after this cop claimed the shooting victim named him as a perp. And this dude sat in jail for a year before they dropped the charges and let him go. And these guys are going, he could not have interviewed that guy as a perp. He was in intensive care at the time he says he interviewed him. Like, that sounds pretty bad.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
if that's all true,
Right.
this is going on the word of the, accused's attorneys. But, I don't know. Another lawsuit, Terrell McElwain alleges that he was wrongfully arrested, accused of operating a drug ring because he was wearing clothes that were similar to those worn by the real criminal. He settled his lawsuit for $50,000. Another lawsuit was resolved with the man Donnell Taylor given $40,000 by the city. A fourth is ongoing. Kenneth Tavares claims that this cop and other cops forced their way into his home and arrested him for a crime he did not commit in 2016. So,
See a
I mean,
trend.
they gave money away. I know.
yeah, but that,
No, I don't
A lot of times it's easier to pay someone off and not go through the
See,
process.
I think that would be true with like a corporation if you're a Walmart, but if you're a cop, I would think you'd really want to protect the fact that no, he didn't do this and not just pay money out. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how often they go through those things, but I
Yeah,
think you'd be a little more protective though of wanting the people to not think that you have cops that have done stuff like that.
Yeah, well, some of the claims, the Legal Aid Society, right? They're going to go, well, this is troubling past. He's been accused of falsifying information. He's been accused of planting evidence. But, some guy gets arrested and goes, I didn't have that on me, planted that shit. Well, there's an accusation of planted evidence.
But they paid money out, man.
I know.
And I think that it's different to me than a Walmart paying money to a person just saying, I slipped on, shit on the floor.
Not
and-
true, though, E. You've worked with Jay long enough to know that there's a calculation done. Like, what is this going to cost us in attorneys
Long
to
term.
proceed with this case?
I think
it's better and way more inexpensive to write a check for $50,000 and get this fucker
No.
out of here.
See, you say that I should have listened to Jay, but Jay's talking of being about corporations. I think there's difference to me.
No. We've learned that in many cases. Why Michael fucking Brown's family gets paid and this family gets $6 million.
I don't believe that he used that example for police state, and I don't believe that. And even if he were to say it, I believe.
Well, that's
that,
what's going on.
maybe, or maybe. I mean, maybe he did something wrong, and they're paying it out so he can keep being a cop. I mean,
Most times a settlement is what you want. You don't want to get the courts involved and
At
drag
least-
shit out
That's true.
and
With a
maybe
settlement,
win, maybe
you
not.
Generally,
jury.
don't get even. At least he doesn't get a guilty. I mean, not a guilty, but an actual judgment against him.
Mm-hmm.
Pay it off, it goes away, then it's like it never really happened.
Yeah, and nobody admits to any wrongdoing. Nobody
Exactly.
admits
So
to
that's
this or that.
yeah. So that's kind of what they are doing. They're not rolling the dice to if they comes out and finds out that he was, and they
Yeah.
actually win like a settlement.
I would think the police would want to really let people fight the idea that one of their cops was just flat out lying during investigations.
Well, I
mean,
think a lot of cops would agree with you that, hey, man, why is the city paying this out? It makes me look on some level like I did something wrong, and now we're paying for that wrong, and that's bullshit. And they would go, officer, stay in your lane. This is the legal team has decided this is the best way to handle this, and we're not rolling the dice on blah blah blah. I understand your point, E. I would not like that either.
But I think it's. I know you're saying I do like it, but I think it's different than again to me, someone at Walmart saying that like, oh, a cashier called me the N-word. I just think with cops and being in law enforcement, it's not the same as some
Well,
of those things that Jay's talked about.
I think it is though. technically speaking, I think it is. They're prepared to pay millions of dollars a year to settle lawsuits that could potentially cost way more. I know when I got into that fight with Rob Schneider, and he was calling fucking, the CEO in Boston, trying to get, and he's screaming at me on the phone, "You're fucking so fired, Mike, blah, blah, blah." I don't know if remember that story,
Yeah.
see, when we called his mom and, she's like, "I don't know when he stays back at home, when he's in town, blah, blah," and Drew was like fucking asking him, "Oh, you find his Playboy collection under the bed?" Shit like that, couple jokes like that, and Rob Schneider blew a fucking gasket. Yeah. Called all the way up the line and, on the phone with me for an hour. He yelled at our front desk lady so long she gave him my cell number, and he called me, and I finally was like, "You know what? Suck a dick, dude. Fuck off. Good. Get me and everyone else fired. Bye." Because he was a psychopath. I'm trying to explain, like, dude, come on, man. Really? You're a comic, And, oh, no, so over the line. And I was so pissed off when I got a phone with them. And he ended up getting a hold of our boss, Tom Bender. And, I love Tom. But Tom was like, I got it covered. I apologized on behalf of you guys. And I'm like, what? And we wrote flowers to his mom. I'm like, fuck that motherfucker. So I know that feeling. It made me feel.
It's still not the same.
I know. I'm making your point, Dick. If you let me finish, it made me feel like I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you apologizing and sending flowers? Fuck him. He was an asshole. Yeah. I was in the right and he was wrong. So, no, I was pissed off that flowers were sent and apology was given to him.
But in the long run, that's the best course of action for the station generally.
Yeah, shut him down. Make him feel like he won.
Make it go away.
Peace offering. And for the city, I'm sorry you feel that way. And in a perfect world, you're right. But they're doing calculations. So I don't put
I'd like to know that.
I don't put much weight in that. $50,000, great. It's better than $1 million if we go to a jury trial and lose.
Yeah, and long-term attorney fees, costs, plus the publicity goes along with if that trial goes public and things like that. There's a lot that goes into it, I'm sure.
And you got to keep in mind, you got to remember where the accusations are coming from. This is the kids' defense team, right? And they're fighting, and they're just throwing shit at the wall, hoping that this will taint the jury pool.
But he proved that he didn't talk to this guy in this time frame. It seems like that would have been pretty easy to prove, and yet he paid out and they didn't.
Excessive force claim. Held the guy down. He's got a bruise on him. There's no cameras there. Now what? I mean, it's a claim, but you don't know what happened there. You got to side with. I think you got to take the word of the trusted law enforcement. I know you can't always do that. Here's what the NYPD said, because they were pissed about this statement. They defended the detective and said the lawsuits boiled down to nothing more than tactics used by defense attorneys. The calculated personal attacks against a member of the investigative team working to solve the murder of Tessa Majors is an obvious and unethical effort to make prejudicial statements outside the courtroom to affect the jury pool. The detective singled out has made 237 arrests, including 93 felony arrests, removing dangerous criminals from our streets. He's been recognized with 24 department medals. He has never been found to have made a single false statement or falsely arrested anyone by either the department, the CCRB, any civil court, or district attorney. The department has been nothing but careful since Tessa's murder, given the severity of the crime and the age of the suspects. The NYPD has said very little on the record about this. All they've said is there's 3 boys we know. Those 2 14-year-olds, they can't find. No. The 2 14-year-olds.
One of the ones that ran out of the car.
So I understand what you're saying, but you hear that, and you go, okay, well, if you don't have anything.
Well, he said he's never arrested someone in a false pretense, but yet they paid someone out.
Well, you don't know the details of that
exactly.
either.
I understand, but I don't know.
It couldn't be him. He could just be named in it. There could be a lot of variables.
It could be one of the cops that was there, and God knows what people say when they're in trouble.
But just like but having said that, just like you say that there's defensive attorneys, that's their thing at the cops. That statement to me doesn't mean anything. That's exactly what the cops would say. So.
Well, if one has a criminal past and background, I don't.
Well, sounds like 2 might. So.
I don't put his record up against. It's like the teacher and the child in the classroom. I'm sorry, they're not on equal footing. If you want to get into that and just go, okay, this guy with, arrest warrants and criminal activity for his entire adult and child life, and then you got a cop who's been recognized with medals of honor 24 times in the department. Well, he's arrested this and I'm not saying he's perfect, E. Come on.
No, but we don't know.
And you don't know the other way. I'm saying if this is what you have, fucker, I don't know why you're fighting me on this.
But we don't even know what those people's
if you have a storied record. Well, they've been arrested for something, dickhead. They're
doesn't
obviously
mean
in the
anything.
system. That doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Apparently, some of those were wrong, though, weren't they? The
That's what I'm
wrongful
saying.
arrests.
They paid some of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes shit goes wrong.
Sometimes.
And if they pay stuff, that doesn't mean anything. That means a lawsuit was filed, and you settle it before you have to go to court and potentially lose more. I don't know why you're arguing that with me. I understand that not all cops are perfect. I don't know this guy personally, neither do you. I'm going to side with a cop over a criminal most times, typically. I don't know.
All things being equal, I would say yes. But there's some shite cops out there, too, I'm
Of course there are.
Hey, you know what?
course.
I got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. And they got 6 locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, Richmond, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers. They also have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 2 to 6 and half off appetizers on Mondays. Check out all their specials for all 6 locations at hamlinpubs.com.
This might be my favorite story of the day, I got to be honest with you.
All right, let's have it.
Yeah. I love these ones. So, I mean, it starts out with tragedy. We got a 2-year-old that dies. Dies in their sleep. We've got
Tapas.
a devout Christian couple who have this child that dies. Their daughter, Olive is her name, and Olive Elaine Heilgenthal stopped breathing in her sleep early December 14th at their home in Redding, California. The day after her death, the mom writes a heartbreaking post. This is Andrew and Kaylee, the parents. Heartbreaking post on Instagram calling for bold, unified prayers from the global church to stand with us in belief that he will raise her from the dead,
Oh,
that resurrection will happen.
Resurrection.
He will raise this little girl back to life.
Why did her?
Well, it's not her time yet.
she did
You
this
know
the next
that.
day, right? What'd she wait so
Well,
long
it's her
for?
time. What's her time?
Because they believe so much. They just believe.
What makes them think that this girl
Little greedy.
next to Jesus is the next one who does? Like, there's only one person who's ever come back from
Yeah.
the dead, and now this girl's right up there with Jesus.
Maybe.
Yeah, if the second coming is a fucking 2-year-old named Olive, I'm gonna be pissed. If that's the next resurrection we see. So, yeah, and plus, honestly, if you really believe as strongly as you do, wouldn't you be thrilled that your little angel's up there running, playing ball with JC?
I don't understand that when people talk. If you're super religious, I mean, it doesn't mean I
because
don't
there's a
understand.
little bit of doubt. That's why.
I can understand being sad. Obviously, we're sad because the selfish reasons, but in reality, yeah, if you're that believing, she's up there, dude.
It's like
Let's hope.
that's like the mom, the parent who's won't let her kid go away to college. Though.
Wait, if she's 2 years old, has she had the opportunity to accept Jesus
Well,
Yes.
she
Christ
should
as
have
her
been
Lord and Savior?
baptized,
So she may.
baptized,
Yeah, I think dying during childbirth.
Then you go to limbo.
Is it
No,
limbo? Yeah, it's
not
a tough
limbo,
one,
but,
man.
Purgatory?
Yeah,
Purgatory, yeah.
purgatory.
There's levels of it.
It's funny
man.
how they don't know what to say. They're just kind of like, yeah, I don't know, crazy.
Oh,
That one's fucked.
yeah.
Right? It's like, dude, if you get this little fucking holy water and some dude says some words,
Yeah, then you're good.
fine. But no matter what you've done, but your mom, you die in childbirth, like, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy. You might end up in both.
Yeah, so a Bethel Redding church spokesperson said, over the past week, the Bethel church community, both local and global, has come together at the request of Andrew and Kaylee to pray for Olive's resurrection. So let's see. Her initial Instagram post encouraging prayer quickly found support from congregants at the Bethel megachurch where she is heavily involved.
Go
Her
figure.
time here is not done, and it is our time to believe
Yes, it is.
boldly and with confidence. Wield what King Jesus paid for. It's time for her to come to life. She continued her prayer calls for resurrection on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
I would like to, honestly, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'd love this mom to give me the reasons why this girl's time should be, she deserves to come back.
'Cause I want it.
Versus other parents, like, that have situations with their daughters.
She's very active in the church.
Oh.
Yeah.
Her daughter was an angel.
Since that night, and at the continued request of the family, the Bethel Church has hosted prayer and worship gatherings, which consist of singing and prayer. Tuesday, hundreds gathered at the church for
How pointless.
their first ever. No, E, you don't know how the story ends.
Oh, sorry.
Wait
okay.
for it.
For the first ever public prayer gathering that the church has hosted to pray for a resurrection. Well, now at this time, the family has chosen to move forward with a memorial service for Olive.
Can you imagine? Let's say
Yeah.
it did happen, by the way.
Body's starting to stink.
Let's say it happened.
Yeah,
Time to
it's
get
been
her
in
in
the
the
morgue.
ground.
Like, hey, you got to
We
make a
gave it a
decision
minute.
here.
let's say it happened. You know what I mean? Let's say
that would
it all
freak
wor-
us all
no,
out,
No, it
dude.
all worked out. You imagine the pressure this little girl would be under the rest of her life,
Right.
Like, dude, if she knows the story, like, dude, she better not. You know, she'd have a lot of pressure, man, to be a really good person.
She would come back and be furious. Like, do you realize humans cannot even hear God speak without exploding? It's how powerful it is. The music, you can't even fathom the music. It's perfection heaven. And you yanked me down to this fucking
Brought me
shithole.
back.
You selfish cocksuckers.
Yeah,
you had the
that's
globe
true.
praying for my resurrection? What's the matter with you?
Think of,
It's in the middle of a card game with Jesus Christ and Job and fucking Mary, and all of a sudden, woo, I just float away, and now I'm back here with you losers?
What if rigor mortis had already set in after you come back?
Yeah, now my arm's all stiff as shit.
God, those people, like, man, I'm not trying to make fun of them, honestly, but the parents, you can understand a parent. Like, you lose a child, she dies in the middle of the night. But the people that were going to the prayer, and that was their purpose? They were going up to the
Oh, yeah.
church
It
back
gets
to
better.
pray?
It's a real feather in the
Yeah.
cap for that, for the prairie.
Yeah, so the family is...
0-1 so far.
Yeah.
Oh, and a lot, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're over.
They're over a whole
Well,
lot.
they're actually one and
Yeah.
every other person that's ever died.
Although nobody prayed for Jesus. Nobody knew at the
Oh,
time
that's
yet.
true. But he
They
came
didn't know.
back counting it.
Yeah, he
so
came
I-
back. That's when they figured it out. They were like, "Oh
Okay,
shit!"
well, that's one
Wasn't he
for-
just gone, though? Huh? Wasn't he just gone? Didn't
No,
they come
what do you
back
mean?
and he was gone? The resurrection?
No, he, died on the cross. They put him in the thing, and then he...
3 days later, he rose, but was anyone there to see it, or did he just
Yeah.
saunter off? Oh, there
no,
were.
No, he walked around and right. Yeah, because then
He
got
walked around
raised-
high-fiving people?
People
That's-
saw him raise up into the sky. I mean,
Yeah.
if you believe the
Yeah,
story.
he also
yeah.
parted
No,
seas and
no.
did all kinds
Well,
of
that was
shit.
Moses.
But
Yeah, close enough.
Oh,
He
whatever.
fish and
It was
take
his-
take a fish and a fucking
his
thing
miracle,
of
though,
water
wasn't
and
it?
turn it into wine and food for the community. So, yeah, it had to be tough to come out. And, yeah.
all right,
at
we're gonna
this
let
time,
this one go.
We're gonna move forward with the
What about
memorial
those
service.
prayers?
The family is incredibly thankful for the prayers and support the community has shown, and they and thousands of people have been believing for a miracle. By the way, the more than $61,700, which had been donated to a GoFundMe set up by the church for her, for the family, to help with pay for unexpected expenses, because God knows 2-year-olds are expensive.
Yeah.
So to help cover her
So
funeral
like a
costs.
funeral's $10,000. Let's say a funeral's $10,000.
Yeah.
Let's say
Well,
$10,000. They got an extra.
so-
They're on vacation now.
They're now just giving the money to the family to cover funeral expenses and then living expenses going forward.
I think
Damn.
they come out ahead, don't
Yeah,
they? If they're
I
not
mean,
paying for a
way
kid.
ahead.
They don't have to pay for a kid anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's $60,000+. A lot of people donated.
I'm not gonna say it's worth it, but they come out ahead.
Yeah, I'd say they definitely did. Many of those donating to the fund also left a comment expressing their faith that this miracle of resurrection was going to happen.
Well, then why were they giving the money for?
Good question.
If you're giving the money, if the kid's going to come back, you're not going to need a funeral, and why would they need any more money? Because they already. The
And
life
if
would
you
just-
believe, honestly, if your kid is the first, well, that we can know for
They probably
sure.
make money off of it,
Oh my
right?
God! Can you
The
imagine
book-
that
the
kid on
book
the
deal?
circuit?
Yeah.
The book deal. If your kid, the 2-year-old, was resurrecting, the whole world saw it.
Yep.
I mean, I read that one book.
That
about
kid is.
kid
She's
coming
that's a
back.
money printing machine. That 2-year-old.
Set for life.
So some of the comments that came in, I stand firmly with you in faith that Olive will wake up. He will do it, wrote moron Evian Vikstrom. Just wanted the family to know in a tangible way that we're here with you, standing, praying, and believing with you for a victorious awakening, for a life to return to Olive's body, wrote the incredibly gullible Kwiku Akuakwaku.
Then what are you giving money for? See, those messages are one thing. Like, I honestly, if you want to be religious, that's one thing. But why are you giving money then?
Well-
Assuming that the body's coming back.
What if the kid actually comes back and then it's a typical
David the
teenage girl, whatever, goes super like emo or goth and
Yeah.
like all the black shit,
Right.
you know, and
Yeah.
doesn't want any part of like this whole second coming crap.
I would argue they wouldn't.
No, I'm sure, but they put him up on the pedestal, and it's this, our new
I know,
savior.
you get a lot of Instagram followers though if you lean into it. But
Sure.
Believe Olive will wake up by the resurrection power of Jesus Christ, remarked dipshit Judith Mordick. So those are some of the comments there. And the fact of the matter is, if Jesus were to come down right now and just end up on 8 Mile and be like, "Hey, I made it. I'm Jesus," people would go, "Fuck off, weirdo." can we throw this loon in the fucking hospital?
Yep.
If the 2-year-old came back as emo, you're not gonna believe it. I finally got your prayers. It's a fucking hike to get up to heaven. But here I am. I'm 13 now, but it's me, Olive. People go, fuck out of here. Put her in a mental hospital. Even if it really was her.
Yeah, nobody would believe it.
Hell no.
Oh, some would believe it. A lot of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
there'd
A lot of people would believe it.
It's true.
I mean, you got all these people showing up to make prayers, thinking that she was gonna come back to life. So
Yeah. Anyway.
Sure, there's been claims.
E, do you have the video of the guy, old man? He's in a care home resident. Fulfilled his wish, his lifelong dream to go skiing for the first time, just a couple months before his 93rd birthday. One of those heartwarming stories.
Oh,
So we've got heartwarming footage they show that shows Robert Trulock sitting in an adapted, ski chair thing. I mean, he is 93 or 92. He's known as Bob, and he's always wanted to go skiing, describing it as a boyhood dream and ambition. He was inspired when the care home staff encouraged him to pursue his dream. Follow your dream. Staff at UK Miller's Grange worked with the Snow Zone, an indoor real snow resort, to make the wish come true. And he really enjoyed it. And he got on the chairlift afterwards, went up for another round. It was fantastic to finally get to ski, especially as I'd given up trying to make it happen myself. I wanted to thank everyone who made it possible, particularly the team at Snow Zone and my friends at Miller's Grange. I had a wonderful day that I will never forget. Age doesn't have to hold you back from your dreams, and I hope I prove that today. So Jim McLeod, customer relations at the home, says he is an absolute natural. It was fantastic to see Bob finally getting the opportunity to experience his lifelong dream. It's pretty cool,
yeah, sure.
Out there, let's check him out.
I mean, he didn't.
He's in a chair thing, though?
He didn't have an ability to go skiing at any point in his life.
Look, this is a heartwarming.
I actually do
Let's
love
watch
this.
the
Life's
video
full of regrets,
first.
see.
Right.
Full of
Look
regrets.
I love the story. Honestly, I do. But, come on.
To ski.
I don't know what hell was holding him back.
We have our Wishing Tree initiative, like Bob's wish today, a boyhood ambition to go skiing.
It's a little more
So
sledding
every single
Yeah,
person
than
that's
skiing,
left
but
the UK
I wasn't-
is an individual.
Look, I don't.
Absolutely fabulous. I'm thinking what I could do for next year now.
How about you fulfill your dream of going skiing? We haven't checked that one off the list yet. Yeah, I didn't want to bust his balls here because
I think it's a great. I think it's really cool
Absolutely.
for a guy that old to still be loving life and stuff.
to be sledding down a hill with someone carrying
well,
him.
to
basically.
love life enough that he wants to do things and he's not just drooling at himself staring out the window.
True.
Well,
But
it was egged on by Jim McLeod and the team over there. That's kind of the way this home works. They grab one of these birds and just goes, "What is a lifelong dream?" And it's like, I got to be honest. I'm with you. To your point,
he couldn't have.
what else is on your checklist, sir? Have you been a boyhood dream to try chocolate ice cream?
I know,
What
it's
do you
like-
mean? Like you couldn't go skiing at
Seems
any
like
point
it-
in your life? It's like it's really not that expensive. It's not.
You can rent them too. You don't have to buy them. You can do I mean, I've gone, skiing on a bunny hill with my friend one time where I just, whatever. We were up at Boyne and I was like, I did it technically.
Yeah.
So you should be able to go skiing.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not like it was a boyhood dream to throw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium.
Just go skiing.
Just go skiing. It's like, dude, Brighton, Alpine, anything, Bunny Hill.
Maybe he didn't realize that was his dream until after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe, honestly, of course,
This is a new lifelong dream.
It could have been something where he got older and
Was this a recovered memory?
I remember it reminds me one time I remember this, I was coming down from up north and I stopped at a Taco Bell and they had this employee, it wasn't even an employee, I think it was employee of the month or something where they're trying to show us that their employees are people and stuff. And it had their name and all this shit. And then one of the things was a people this guy's a real person who's serving these
Humanizing
tacos.
the workforce, yeah.
Right. And it said what's your life dream or something like that, essentially. I don't know how it worded, but it was not just what's something you would like to accomplish before you're fit. It was life fucking dream. And it was just own a Corvette. And I was like, dude, you could probably finance that now.
Yeah.
You might have a lot of payments.
Not at Taco Bell, but
Yeah.
Well,
some point.
you could pay, make payments. I mean, you could probably get someplace
Can you
to
stipulate
sign you.
new or used? I mean, you can get a fucking pretty cheap Corvette if you go back
Yeah.
just a
And
few
I'm telling
years
you,
and
I remember I was with my
Does it have
friends.
to run?
I'm not a car guy, so I was with my friends.
kit car.
And it wasn't even a special edition one. It wasn't he's I want the one that James Bond drove. Or I know he didn't drive a Corvette, but you know what I mean? It wasn't something I want this one from a movie. It
Mark
was
Summers
just
and Corvette Summer.
It was just
Yep.
I want a car.
What
And
did
I'm like-
Bond drive? Was it Aston Martin?
Yeah, I think
a
so.
few,
I
huh?
don't know.
The Bond car.
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't know shit about cars, but it just
Honestly,
seemed very
though,
attainable. Like it was
If
like
someone said, Mike, what is your lifelong dream? I might spit out own a Corvette because I don't know that I've ever had a lifelong dream. Could you guys come up with something right now?
Right now.
Well, I know, yeah,
but
but
I mean-
an unfulfilled lifelong
unfulfilled
dream.
lifelong dream. I mean, yeah, I got stuff for
If
sure.
What?
If
I mean,
they're
work
going to put it
travel.
together and they're going to make it happen for you, I might go a little loftier than skiing.
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean,
Throw
yes,
something
why
out
didn't he
there.
say like,
Fuck
the
a
Great
porn
Wall
star.
of China or something, or yeah.
I want
Maybe
to win
he
a
did, and
lottery.
they went, "No, come on, Bob. Let's be
wanna be a
realistic. We're
millionaire."
not shipping your ass to China. Stop it.
I don't know how this could be.
A
Dream.
lifelong dream to be a multimillionaire.
Always wanted a beeger from a black woman.
And I just don't buy it. He's always been adventurous. Okay, Mr. Trulock and his wife Renee went on a camping trip to Switzerland. They drove this 700-mile trip in a minivan type
That's
thing,
incredible.
and
You
stayed on the
could've-
edge of a lake in a tent that was bigger than the car.
That's
It's like,
awesome.
You're in Switzerland, man.
Probably could have
What are
found a
we-
mountain over there somewhere.
You're young. You're adventurous. What was holding up this boyhood dream of skiing?
The bitch.
Don't blame Karen for
Oh,
this.
fuck
Don't
yeah, it was
blame
Karen's fault for sure. How do you think
Renee,
we do
excuse
it
me.
now?
Do
Or
not
whatever.
blame Renee. Do not besmirch the
Renee.
good name
Held
of
him back.
Renee.
Held him back.
She was adventurous too. Maybe that just meant she was.
I was an avid skier until I got married. Just saying, I haven't skied since.
Are you? But you're not married anymore either.
No, that's true.
But if you had a lifelong dream of going skiing, had you not done it already, don't you think you could have found a way to get around the beach, the ball and chain, to sneak off to Alpine
Yeah,
Village for a day?
somehow, right? Like, I just wanted to do it once.
If I knew you had that lifelong dream, I'd be like, yeah, T, we're going up north this weekend, on a prayer retreat or whatever. Tell the wife, and we go off, and it's like, dude, I'm taking you to Mount Brighton and then Alpine. We're gonna fucking kill it. We'd
didn't have
find a
good
way to
friends like
make
that.
that happen.
I don't know. He might be a pussy.
And back then, that many years ago, if Bob was that pussy whipped, he's 93. If back when in his youth, what are we talking, the 40s?
Gotta be.
If he couldn't be controlling Renee at that point, are you
I actually
kidding me?
honestly do wish I could. This is one of those things where honestly, I actually wish I could talk to him because know the story. Because again, like to me, there's nothing cooler than old people that are still actually fucking loving life. Like the fact that he did this, even though it's not skiing, and his dream is
Yeah, he
ridiculous. Like, like it's neither of those things. It's cool though that he liked it enough. That's why I would like to sit with him. Like, dude, I get it, whatever. But come on, you couldn't go skiing.
It's free for old people to go skiing. You know that?
It's free for
Right,
old
probably.
people.
Most places, yeah. Like
Yeah.
My old man skied well into his 70s till his knees were kind of shit anymore.
Yeah,
he couldn't
your-
really
your
do
old
it
man was
anymore.
an athlete, though.
Oh, I know,
He was
but they after like 55, a lot
just
of
kind of
places,
throw it
it's,
to you?
it's like half price. Then if you're
Yeah.
65,
Or they got
it's
just like
whatever.
an end-of-life discount or something.
Something
They
like
just
that, yeah.
throw
And if
old
you were,
people?
yeah, once he turned 70, I think he could just get free lift passes pretty much fucking anywhere he want.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he loved it. He'd go all around skiing.
If Bob Trulock would have said, jumping out of a plane is like okay, that's
Yes,
you didn't do it, you always wanted to. You
I would
dreamed
love
of
to
it.
jump out of the plane. I don't think I'll ever will.
Right,
But
you could see that's a
Yes,
lifelong dream.
absolutely.
Dude,
skiing,
skiing. I'm sorry, that's like I wanted to play catch with someone out back. It's a boyhood dream, lifelong dream. The adventurous one said.
dude, that's like honestly
Something doesn't add up there.
like I don't know everyone.
Again, we're really happy for him, though. think we can all agree it's a beautiful
it's
story.
awesome.
He
Absolutely.
sledded down a hill.
Yeah.
Still hasn't
Indoors.
fulfilled that dream, but
Yeah, that was
Dude, like I don't want to disparage people. I know you never know people's situations too, but like, dude, I've seen it before too, where like, someone will post a picture of a Wings game, and someone's like, I've always wanted to go to a Wings game, but I've never made it. I'm like, look, again, I know we all have circumstances,
Yeah.
but dude,
You don't.
could
You
get to
obviously
a
don't
game.
really want to
Right,
go to a
like,
Wings
you
game because
wanted
you
to-
could have gone by now.
Yes.
I'd give anything to go to a Wings game. Yeah, except $30.
I know.
You can do it. I mean, it's not like they're going to arrest you for going to a
No.
Wings game. If you could,
They won't lock you out at the door.
you won't do anything because you won't cough up $30.
For the most part, I promise you, unless you've had some really bad searches, like you grew up on the street and I don't know what you're doing
Even
on Facebook
then-
now, making comments on social media.
Yeah, what are you
but,
doing? Yeah. And even then, you're probably street smart enough and savvy enough to sneak into a fucking game.
Right, get a
Could have snuck
ticket-
into the Joe.
Dude, get a ticket for $5 back in like the scalper days and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah, I know, but I gotta think, man. We should all take some time this.
I mean, around the
Yuletide
world, travel
season.
around the world. I'd love to see
Come up with
actually
a-
the world.
Yeah, but what about the Appalachian Trail for you, E?
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
I mean,
Actually
I know
being-
that is something you talked a
There
lot
you go.
about.
That would be a lifelong dream. Actually hike from start to finish in one time.
What does that take,
in the
like 6 months?
Yeah, the
they say?
Appalachian Trail. And
Okay.
then you know another dream I've always had actually, and I think I'm hoping I should do this at some point, but seeing not just seeing a baseball game in every stadium, but doing it in one trip. I don't mean like over 10 years. I mean like, you plan out this like 8-month trip
Yeah,
or something
and hit every stadium.
Yeah, in
People
one-
have done that.
Yeah, I know. It'd be cool to do though.
So T, if you want to think of some stuff, and I mean, I get it. We're on the same page.
Gonna make it happen.
Like, no, fuck so and so.
Sure.
Like, no, we're not talking about something like that. But something that, like E's talking, Appalachian Trail. Or
Those
hit
two,
every
both those
stadium.
things I just said are life dreams of
Don't
mine.
get selfish, E. You can only have one.
Okay, the
like,
Appalachian Trail is what
lifelong
I'll take
dream.
out of those.
I like to go to Rio for Carnival.
That'd be
But
badass.
you could do
Yeah,
that.
again,
though.
you could, yeah.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Sure.
E's is better because he's got to take 6 months out of his life and try not to die.
But he could still just do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah,
whatever.
technically, I got, yeah.
What's in Rio that you want to go to?
Carnival?
Carnival. Okay.
Yeah. It's like Mardi Gras.
On steroids. Like,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Not fucking Americanized version.
Yeah.
God, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I want to go to the moon.
No, I'm not going to get
Badass.
unrealistic. It might be, maybe
Oh, what the
I want
fuck?
a vet or something. Yeah. I
If I say something I can do, I get yelled at because I can do it. And I say I want to go to the moon, and be like, it's not realistic.
Well, I was going to, I've always
I can
wanted to
do
go to
fucking
Hawaii.
anything.
I've never gone to Hawaii.
Well,
and
you
I'd
just
love
buy a ticket. That's all you got to do.
I know. I might. That's why it's not my dream.
Right.
It's not my dream. So I guess.
I'm gonna go to the moon then.
Yeah. I think it's a good one.
I've actually
Fine, I'm
thought-
going to Mars. Fuck both of you.
I've actually
Have fun on
thought,
the moon.
Before, like, if they started getting more and more to where, in the next 40 years, say, when we legit can just go up into... I would love to fucking go up in space and orbit, but dude, I get car sick and fucking shit like that. Like, honestly, like, I wonder if they'll be able to eventually make it where you can, like, take a pill or something. Like, they'll just knock you out until you're up there.
You can do
and
that
then I
now.
No, E.
Yeah, you can just do that now, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's called Xanax on a plane, but
Well,
I don't
is
think
that
that
gonna
works for the moon.
I know, but
That's
I
how
want to
many
go.
you take.
No, when you look into the suits they wear and stuff, like there is so much that they have to account for. I don't think it would be good to just knock you out and have you go
But
up
I
there.
mean, dude, who's to say?
Although
we're
they
doing
did send
things-
a monkey.
We're doing things now that we
One
didn't
way.
do fucking 40 years ago. So
They just put
Yeah.
a zipper, a fly in the spacesuit.
Oh, they
Came
did?
out. Yep, finally.
A zipper?
Yeah, well, not technically a zipper, but a
Yeah.
fly, a place to take your
Take a
penis out
whiz?
of. Yeah.
Yeah, because what was the problem with that? You couldn't piss in it. You would just end up pissing yourself.
Yeah.
And so they had to diaper you up. You had to wear
It
a
seemed
diaper.
odd that it finally took this long to
Yeah.
put that feature into a spacesuit.
Well, you'd piss and it would just float. And so they were like, just throw a diaper on. And so you just whiz into a diaper and then you'd have to dispose of it. And
that's nuts to me to think. Like, that show, I think I've mentioned that here before, but that show, like, One Strange Rock on Netflix.
yeah, it's great.
That show is crazy to me. Not just the show, but, like, having people talk that have spent legitimate periods in their life orbiting the freaking Earth in space. Like, what a bizarre thing that must be to have... To know that, like, oh yeah, in 3 months I'm gonna have my next, little stint up there, and it's like, holy fuck, man.
Oh, I know. You win every discussion at every party. Too.
Oh, I
It's
know,
like,
dude.
mic
Like,
drop.
sitting around. It is mic drop. Oh, did I ever tell you guys about the time I went to the moon?
Right.
Or I orbited the planet
for a week,
from
or
outer
something,
space.
or a month.
I
or
wore a
whatever.
diaper for a month, up at the space station.
Oh, you've been to
What with no
great-
gravity and all, piss just smokes you in the face.
You've been to China, have you? I saw it one time, like 5 times in a day.
Yeah,
or something.
I saw it from 30 miles up. Yeah. This story killed me. We've got a U.S. Army vet from Mississippi searching for his missing Roops. His dog went missing. And he says he ends up, after a week of searching, he's got the whole neighborhood looking for this dog and stuff. Gets an anonymous note that said this puppy had been shot. I'm sorry to inform you that your dog was shot and killed Saturday night while digging through my garbage. It did not suffer, and I did not take pleasure in killing it. There is a county leash law, which you should abide by so that I do not have to kill any more of your pets. And then left the fucking collar
Oh, jeez.
for his puppy.
Fucking
dick. It's not
ruthless. It's kind of ruthless.
Chad Stricker, he's 43. He'd spent 6 days searching for his 10-month-old one-eyed wolf dog named Nymeria when he finds this note and the collar in his mailbox. The large yellow collar had an oversized tag that included her photo and owner's address and phone number, description of her personality. He said, even though Nymeria weighed 60 pounds, she was good-natured, got along with children, other dogs. She she was a puppy. Stray dog punctured her left eye. Despite the injury, the jet black wolf dog continued playing and sharing the food with the other poops that had robbed her of her sight in one eye. So on the day of the incident, Nymeria had gone out with her brother, a wolf dog named Ghost, who was white, and gone out for a little stroll with her brother, Ghost. And Ghost comes back to the house
It's
later.
a lot easier to find.
Yeah, at night. It was a lot easier to find Ghost.
Yeah.
So he comes back, and they're like, hey, fuckface, where's Nymeria? And he's like, I don't know. So he comes back without her, and so that he goes looking for her. I was sick to my stomach to think someone killed her while we had been out looking for her. For digging in the garbage, an animal is not worth more than your trash or the time to make a phone call. Body wasn't even returned to the guy. He dumped the collar and the letter. I wish that they would have left the body to give me some kind of closure. Do you have pictures of Nymeria?
Did you say at some point that they were looking for her for 10 months?
No, 7 days, like 6, 7 days.
Oh, okay.
It's a 10-month-old.
All right, 10-month-old.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's Nymeria.
Oh, she's a cute.
Look at a Pupsy, one of the full Pupsy ones, because she's, 10 months now. She's getting bigger. Look at that, one-eyed wolf dog.
That does look like a wolf.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I'd shoot that fucking thing too if it was routing around.
Look at
the house
that.
Thinking it's a wolf.
Look at that.
She's cute.
Look at a puppy. Look at a puppy. Oh, no. Poor Nymeria.
2 eyes there.
Yeah, there's Ghost. Best friends. What's the matter with people? The law. There's a law. There's a leash law. So sorry I had to shoot your dog to death. Dick.
Yeah, he's an asshole. No doubt.
So
I do hate when people do that, though, honestly. I go on hikes all the time, and when people don't have their dogs on leashes, dude, because
would you shoot it in the face?
Oh, fuck no. But it is like... But it is annoying as fuck, dude. Like, put your fucking dog on a leash. Like, we don't know. I don't know whether your dog is a good dog or not. And they'll come up fucking, oh, he's fine. I don't fucking know that.
But you know that because he's not on a leash. If he was an asshole,
Right.
you'd put him on a leash. that's how you already know it.
Disagree, man. I've had plenty of asshole dogs that were on.
Where are you talking about? On the trails? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, because a
For
lot of
real.
people go to dog parks. There's plenty of dog
No,
parks.
I'm talking like
But you don't-
state lands. You go on hiking trails that will say like, dude, you should. It will have signs. You should have your dog on at least a 6-foot leash or whatever.
Yeah,
and they'll just let
I
it
know.
go.
You know what though? When you're out there in defense, dude, those dogs get out in those woods, and it's a lot safer than being on the street where there's cars. And so when you're out there with them, when we would take Izzy out there, Izzy's dying to just run free a little bit and play in the leaves and with sticks. And you're right there with them, but we'd let her off. I know you're not supposed to, but you're in the hiking trails in Kensington. It's like,
I hate it.
yeah,
I fucking hate when people
I don't.
do that.
I can totally understand why people would do it. And
I get it, but
99 times out of 100, there's not
of
going
course
to
I
be
would
an
never
issue.
do anything. But
Well, they usually don't get shot. No.
No. So this guy posts an update after he gets this letter. I want you to know she was one of the sweetest dogs anywhere around and very loving. You, my friend, are a piece of shit, for one, not calling me to let me know man to man you shot my baby Saturday night. You allowed myself and countless other people to waste their time looking for my baby who was already dead. Secondly, you never gave me a chance to correct the problem. You never came to me and told me my dog was tearing up your trash. The type of person I am, I would not only have picked it all up, but would have made sure it didn't happen again. It's sad to think I have a neighbor of your moral character living so close to me that would do this. Do I hate you? No. I pity the person you are and those who have to tolerate you. And then he reveals, I was only a week away from completing a 1-acre yard for the dog to roam in, and asked the killer to either leave him another note that would lead him to the to the corpse, or just leave her remains at the end of the driveway so you could give her a proper burial. I hope you feel good about your actions as they reflect the type of person you really are. I pray one day you come to realize what you've done and teach those in your household to be better. And then he shared a picture of him and the poops riding in a car with Ghost, and he's like, yeah, Ghost still misses his sister. And so he put the collar on Ghost so that Ghost
so wait a minute,
gets to
I'm
have a
confused.
scent.
I might have slipped my mind. What was happening? He's just in his yard. He went to the
Yeah,
neighbor's
he
yard.
got out, got loose, and was in his garbage, and the guy
Gotcha.
shot him.
It
It
apparently.
sounds like it's a pretty rural area.
Yeah.
Looking at these pictures, it looks like there's probably not a lot of neighbors right on top of each other. So these dogs are running around. And
I think he's just eye fucking every neighbor trying to figure out who it is.
probably. I don't know. And guys are going to be shooting your dog.
Oh, that's the. Go back to the note. Go back a couple. I missed that one.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
That's it with the collar.
Yep. And that
tight, so
collar
you
is
couldn't even get it.
heartbreaking, man. I mean, that's because to go to that level of detail.
Yeah, true.
Here's my number. Here's the temperament of the dog with a picture of the dog.
Yep.
You know, that's really sad. But yeah, he put the collar on her on Ghost so Ghost can still smell the sister till it wears off. And stuff.
I'd be, you know, look,
What?
I would never fucking do this. I think the guy's a monster too, so that should be known. But in the same hand, dude, you know, rural area or not, dog letting or not, dude, you have a dog, and you really do need to be responsible. So, if it was just one time, that's okay. But my guess would be is that this was, you know, what if it happened 4 times, 5 times? He wakes up and his,
Or never. I didn't get the
understand
feeling
we
that
have-
I would think if
I'm
that
not
was
going to
true.
listen to that guy's opinion on it, though.
No. I would think in that note, someone would say, for the 5th week in a row, your dog
your
has
dog
been in
was
my
going
trash.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's a
True.
leash law here. I took no pleasure in shooting your dog, but you couldn't abide by this law, and now your dog's dead.
Makes
Sorry.
no reference to any of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
know.
it's like
I agree.
I saw your dog in my trash, and I know the letter of the law. There's a leash law. You didn't abide. Hopefully you learn, and then I won't have to kill any more of your pets. Like, this is someone who's actively cool with killing people's pets.
Trust
he
me.
knew it was a pet.
Again, I'm sure I would never I couldn't even, you know, hit an animal, so I would never do this. But there are a lot of people with dogs, man, that just aren't that good with them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely
and honestly,
there
those
are.
people need to really realize sometimes, and it is annoying.
There are definitely those annoying ass barking, incessant barker dogs that outside at all hours of the night and morning.
Dude,
And
I was the other day walking around, man, and honestly, this one, I'm house sitting for the Kennedys again or whatever, and I was in their neighborhood, and this one, dude, I was like, for 10 minutes, I could hear, and it got quieter as I got away, but like the same chirp, and I just thought, how fucking nice that must be for those neighbors, that this dog just fucking
Yep.
barks and barks.
I know I'm not in the community as much as you are, running around neighborhoods and whatnot, but boy, it was a different time when we were growing up. Especially, you know, we're a little older than you, T and I. Like, dude, dogs just like shitting on someone's lawn and just taking off. You didn't carry a fucking little baggie to pick up and
Nope.
shit. Like that was just reality, you know. And dogs would run around neighborhoods and stuff and whatever. And it was more like, you know, oh, yeah, I just feed it food. You just throw it in a little doghouse out back with a chain. No, you know, nowadays, what I see when I'm out is everyone seems to be taking care of their dogs. Like when they're out for a walk and whatnot, I see nothing but leashed dogs.
Well, yeah, you're also in Franklin. That's
No,
not-
but I mean like around other places too.
backwoods of Mississippi might be a whole different story.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's like.
Probably
you know.
rolling through the hood and things like that, where they're just chained up in the back. So it's,
Yeah,
Well, even when you're talking about leashes,
understood. But I just mean, society has turned a major corner with pets and the way we take care of them, and
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm not saying there aren't shitty people with
It's just,
dogs
well,
out
it's
there.
just too bad because honestly, I do think dogs are cute. I get it. I like petting a dog too and throwing the ball. And I've
Yeah.
had friends of mine that but you know, honestly, more and more though. On the same hand, if you're these neighbors, like I said, this house that I was walking by for 5 minutes, I can still hear kind of the same 3 barks, few seconds, 3 barks, and you just think, oh my fucking god, dude, that's really not very respectful of people that you're living around. Honestly.
Yeah, I wonder what I was pissed off about. Because some will just go nuts if you walk by their fence.
Oh, I know.
You know, and those.
some dogs are just fucking assholes. They just want to bark.
No, they're not assholes. They just have shitty parents who don't train
Some
them.
dogs are fucking assholes.
Well, some are, I guess, but
Sure.
I think that really goes back to training. If you're an
Oh, I
irresponsible
agree
pet
with
owner,
that. I agree with mostly.
you know,
like,
cats, you're dealing with whatever hand the cat was dealt for the most part. But dogs, if you want to put the time and effort into train a dog, you can train a dog.
I agree. I think 90% is
Yeah.
probably trainable.
Yeah, so 10% are assholes.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
what I said.
I wonder if that's true. 10% are assholes. I would think
Probably.
it's not, but
It's way higher with people.
yeah.
That's true.
Oh, 100% of people are assholes.
So
That
they're
I
giving
do
them the
know.
benefit of the doubt.
Moving on to other things. Rest in peace, Nymeria. and
Sorry.
Good
Sorry,
luck,
girl.
Ghost.
I hope they find out who that guy is, and I
Shoot his face.
won't go that far, but
I would.
is handled swiftly.
Yeah. I don't think he would be handled in any way. He was probably within the letter of the law and can't wait for the next pet to come up to his garbage so he can shoot that one in the face, too.
Maybe he'll get docked or something.
Yeah, there you go. Dox him.
Never work again.
I got great news, guys. Wanted to go off on a high note.
All right.
Before we shut it down for the holidays. American Airlines will become the latest carrier to offer gender-neutral booking for customers who do not identify as male or female. Was so glad to hear that.
Why the fuck does it matter if you're booking a ticket on a plane? What your gender is?
I didn't even know it asked, actually. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
very-
it gives you like Mr. or Mrs. in your title when you're booking it.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I've ever checked male or female.
Yep. Well, obviously this was needed to be addressed
Yeah.
now. The company will soon offer non-binary gender options during the booking process. So those buying tickets for flights on American soon be able to pick either U or X for their gender. Taking care of our customers and team members is what we do. We're glad to be able to better accommodate the gender preferences of our travelers and team members. In March, see, here's the problem American was running into and the others. United became the first U.S. carrier to offer customers non-binary gender options when booking flights. And so then it's like, fucking...
Dude, I'm serious. Like, I'm looking at like Spirit right now. Like, I thought I'd book a lot.
Oh,
of
they're not
flights.
woke, dude. Don't go
No,
to Spirit.
Spirit, not yet.
No. But it doesn't even say man or female. Like, you're right. You're right. It says title, but you don't even
Yeah.
have to. I mean,
Optional, of course.
And then they, so United went a step further and they had training sessions for all their employees. They were trained on the usage of preferred pronouns. Okay. So if a woman walks up and you go, ma'am,
Yeah.
howdy, miss, how can I help you? I am clearly a gentleman.
Just a lady.
Yeah, just a lady.
But how do you know?
I always do.
You
with
don't, you
other
don't know. They should wear fucking name tags because whatever they look like or that you can't assume what they want to be referred to as.
Yeah.
So maybe
we
that's
haven't
what-
gone to
that's-
training. Maybe
That's
they
why
addressed this.
they is
those people?
No, that's why they is the whatever it was, the word of the year or whatever they.
Yeah.
Or whatever that came out to be.
So
It's
what do
just
you? So
they.
so a
Just,
customer
how can I
walks
help
up.
you?
They.
You don't even say that. Well, you wouldn't have to say that. In that situation, you would just say, you come up to the counter, you'd say, "How can I help you today?"
Drop all.
Yeah.
Was that a pronoun? Sure. What would that be?
Yeah. So by providing non-binary gender selection for ticketing and the gender-inclusive MX in user profile, I'm not even familiar. Am I an MX? I don't know.
How do they even justify that this benefits anyone?
I don't know. But
Anxiety for filling it out.
they said United is taking an important step forward for non-binary inclusion.
I do always now when you have options. If you when I have the option to fill out gender on anything I fill out anymore, I put other all the
Yeah.
time now.
See, you're part of the fucking problem. though.
Probably.
Because now you're tipping the scales, and now they
makes a
think
lot
they
of people-
fucking have to do it, and that's probably why it's assholes like you.
we got that
they think
email
like,
from
holy shit,
Mandy.
20% of the world associates as non-binary.
Yeah.
We better up our game. We
Put
got
other
to get
all the
woke.
time now.
That's why you're fucking it up for
Yeah,
everybody.
sorry.
Man.
Remember when
What's
Mandy
funny to
was
me-
telling us people fill out the surveys? They read them and they react to them.
Yeah.
So you're essentially giving them a
I'm gonna
survey
start.
every
I'm gonna start
time.
writing that in comments from now on and things too. I'm gonna start saying, "Hey, how come I had to identify myself? Who knows what I identify as?"
True. I don't understand how there's any reason to ever have to put your gender
know.
for booking a ticket.
Why don't you just take it off the thing? Would it be cheaper just to remove that as an option?
Yep.
Take it away, and then they go, "Why don't you have an option for non-binary persons?"
Because you fuckers can't figure out what it is.
Write
so
your name, first name, last
Everybody's
name,
just
birthday.
they.
Because there's 1,000 of them now, dick licker, and we don't have that much space on the website, so we just eliminated it. So there's nothing for anyone.
You don't get
You've
a different
ruined gender
meal.
pronouns.
You don't get a different seat. You don't get a different role. It's not like they come out and throw tampons at you if you're a female or something. It's
We have 18 females on this flight. Get 18 tampons
Yeah, right?
ready.
refill the machine.
Well, what this does is it makes everybody follow. So it's like when someone like David Hogg complains
Dominoes are going to fall.
about Laura Ingram's show and goes, "Hey, but we need to boycott this sponsor, this sponsor, this sponsor." And it's like Mercedes is just looking at the thing going, "If BMW fucking drops, god damn it!"
Right.
Now you can point to Mercedes and go, "You sons of bitches standing with racists. BMW is the real car company." So you gotta fall. You got the pressure is there to
You run the risk
to
of
just
not being the
drop
first,
off.
right?
Yeah.
Any situation you want to be out in front of it and be first because you don't want to look like shit and somebody else beat you to it. But
You don't want to be Spirit. You don't want to be the last guy in. So now, good news. Delta, United, Southwest, and Alaska, all contacted by USA Today, are like, We plan to introduce similar changes. Yes. Please know that while we don't have a time frame to share, Southwest is currently investigating solutions and the technical requirements needed to provide our customers
That means they're not gonna do it.
non-binary gender marker options during the booking process.
That means that in 2 weeks, when everyone forgets, they'll just not have done it.
Spirit Airlines.
We're not giving you a time
We don't give a
frame,
shit
but-
what your gender is. Just buy our ticket.
Alaska said the appropriate teams at Alaska are working to finalize our plans and still determining when this capability will be available to our guests. Our guests.
Tomorrow.
A Delta rep, the airline is committed to providing a non-binary gender options for our guests when booking and traveling. Delta said, Delta works throughout our business to accommodate the needs of our diverse customers. As part of that effort, we're exploring options to be even more inclusive by offering a non-binary gender option during the booking process.
Telling you, when
So
they-
they're all offering this. You know what? Fuck, man. I'm keep wasting time, money, and energy on this frivolous horse shit.
Yeah.
You know, keep making your seats smaller, not addressing those issues. Keep charging more and more dollars for fucking an extra bag. How about you don't spend millions of dollars with your stupid fucking team finding out how to give me an XU option for gender? Remove it. Stop playing into the hands of these assholes.
Overwoke.
It's you're overwoke and you're fucking things up. While we're at it, how about you stop letting every asshole who says they're fucking nervous bring their fucking parakeet on board? I'm tired of seeing dogs and cats and birds and snakes and monkeys and pigs and goats. You tried to do something nice. Yeah, you got a tiny little dog. You want to have it in here. It's a support dog. Now it's my support pig. Well, your support pig shit all over the floor in the cabin, and we had to land early.
Give them an inch, they'll take a foot, man. That's
What did-
everyone, no matter what you do.
What did you think was going to happen when you went, okay, small cats and dogs? Well, then everyone goes, well, what's the problem with my goat? I don't know. It's a fucking farm animal, dickhead. No, it's not your support goat. And if it's so much trouble, then get in the car and drive. Here's the rules for the flight. You don't need to accommodate every dickhead.
They're cracking down on that.
How about cheaper seats? Don't spend the money to build a team to give us the MXU option. Save all that money and
they're not
offer
going to,
cheaper
though.
flights for people.
They're not going to. Didn't you read that between the lines there? Oh, we're gonna see when it's available. They're just gonna wait 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
then in 2 weeks,
Let
no
this
one will
blow
know.
over. See what happens.
Because the alphabet community will not fucking let that go. They'll go, Delta, hello. It's been
Yes, they
3
will. They'll
weeks.
forget.
It's been 3 weeks, Delta. No, they won't. They will not. I know where you're going with that, E, but this group won't. And all these airlines that all of a sudden have all these magical plans for the same thing, they're not dreaming of inventing new ways to include non-binary diversity, our customers. Oh, you're all doing this thing to include on the booking process, adding this?
Of course.
No, stop it. How about better snacks on your shitty flights? How about you update them, save the money, and make something better for everybody? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm just tired of the catering to this small, tight community.
It's being shoved down your throat. And there is a time and a place that it's appropriate, but that's another example of where I don't get the fucking point. There is no benefit to it. There's no reason. It doesn't matter what you are. You're not treated any different. There's no differentiation in the booking process of whether you're a male or a female. You don't get a different price on the ticket. You don't get a different
No.
seat. You don't get a different meal. So who gives a fuck what you want to identify is
Yeah.
while you're buying a ticket? Shut the fuck up, buy a ticket, get on a plane, don't be an asshole, and
Yeah.
move on.
Don't make a scene. Don't demand special requirements. I'm sorry. It's like we're all tiptoeing around, and I get it. You like for these companies, they're better off just going fuck, write a thing, just add an XU on there, say it's coming. They don't give a shit about this. They really don't.
Nope.
But they don't need the backlash. They don't need social justice warriors and the Twitter world.
They don't wanna be last.
to destroy them. And so they just keep folding and folding and folding. And the rest of us are going, is anyone going to stand up to this absurdity? Come on. We got better things to do in the world. And part of it too, and I know it sounds shitty because I don't hate anybody. Dress the way you want. Do what you want. Fuck who you want. Identify as what you want. I don't care. I really don't. I would never harm you or judge you. I just don't care. But don't involve me. I don't involve you in my world. Don't make me have to go to deal with this shit.
In all reality,
It's annoying.
it doesn't involve you. The fucking process.
Yes, it does, because
check mail and move on. So it really doesn't affect
Do you know the
you.
millions that are wasted
They're
on
gonna blow it
programs
on
like
something
this?
else.
Blow it on cheaper seats, wider seats. Blow it on better snacks. Stop catering and catering because you give these people a voice and they don't stop. Where does it end? I'm tired of watching TV shows change and movies change, not from the way people really wanted to do them, but so that they include this group and that group, and this one's represented, and oh, this one's pansexual now. Great. So what? Stop it. It just goes too far, and until people stop, I don't know, man. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'm tired of watching the fallout, because I know people are walking on eggshells all over, irritated as shit with this. And sorry, sometimes in life, it's not fair. And if you're gonna choose or, be stuck, we all have our cross to bear, right? I'm shorter than most people. That sucks. I wish I was 6'3". I'm not. Okay? That sucks for me. Gay people have struggled with their issues. If you're identifying as something, you're just a lady. Sorry, that's going to come with some issues. You can't expect the world to just cater to your every whim and make everything perfect. It's just not realistic, and it's not. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, I'm sorry that happened to you.
It's a slippery slope.
Don't offend the Asians, T. Jesus. Sorry, rant over. I could do 50 of these stories a day, and it's like, oh God, this is really getting into like every major company and corporation. And I see through the bullshit. I see the fake, oh yeah, we're really woke too. That we're all having to do. And,
No, it's a PR nightmare. It's just
it is
to appear to be woke.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is a time and a place for it, but that shit is just unnecessary and useless and just being shoved down your throat for no reason.
Yeah.
And again, it's not like they came out and shoved it down your throat. And Joe's read that story, but
Right.
it's just the point that that's an
No,
irrelevant.
dude,
it's an
I
irrelevant
pick
time
stories
for
that
that.
I have opinions on, and I will do a rant on it. That's what we do. So
that doesn't. There's no reason to have to identify to buy a plane ticket.
I would like to know if there is a reason, because I can't see it. I mean, I guess if you're talking about getting a driver's license, if you're talking about government documents or something, and maybe there's something in there about federal aviation laws, I don't know. My guess is remove it. It doesn't matter if I'm male, female, or identify as a tree. Who gives a shit?
Well, listen, if it's going by their passport or their driver's license or whatever they're going to use to get on the fucking plane, it's going to have an M or an F. There is no other fucking option
Yet.
on those. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
When that happens, then maybe they can worry about it then. But
Yeah.
that's all there is right now.
And you know what? And that's never even satisfying, because you got male, female, and then you do the other, and it's like other. Oh, so I'm different. I'm not the norm. It's like, what do you want? Okay, so you're an owl. You identify as an owl, so we need to have on yours MF and owl, so you can check that one and feel, you're represented. Like, other's not good enough anymore. That's why you've got the M and the X, whatever. I don't even know what they are.
No, I don't know what those mean.
But
Put them into the alphabet. Let's
Yeah.
see where it goes.
they want their thing, and it's like, how many letters do you want? I don't want a license that's 17 inches wide and 2 inches thick, so we can get all the letters, so everyone's represented.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't though. You just have an M.
It would just be an M.
Yeah, or nothing. I don't give a
Nothing
shit.
changes.
Put female. You know what I have on my checkbook, E? I love my husband.
Yeah.
Printed on every fucking check I have.
know.
I love my husband. It's hilarious. I don't give a shit what anyone thinks. I'm not gay. I'm confident in my sexuality. I thought it was hilarious. Put me down as female on every questionnaire. I don't give a shit.
And tip the scales. See, you guys are fucking it up for everybody, man.
I don't. I wouldn't fill it out. I just would ignore it. But I wouldn't care if someone put something else on there for me. Whatever. All right. Let's get out of here, man.
Hey, hold on.
It's getting late.
Let me tell you about Arnold Roofing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're a listener-owned business that's served Southeast Michigan and surrounding areas since 1998. Betsy and Keith, not Kevin, whatever that means.
Kevin Arnold.
Oh,
From
I get
the
it.
Wonder Years.
I get it, yeah.
I call him Kevin every time I talk to him.
They specialize in repairs, replacements, and new roofs. Arnold Roofing has the experience and knowledge to provide you with a reliable product backed by quality workmanship and extensive warranties. And get this, they'll even they'll do the work with no money down and you don't pay it. God, this fucking Jay's writing.
Yeah.
You don't pay until completion. Hey, Arnold Roofing is dedicated to your complete satisfaction. Go to arnoldroofing.com for free estimates and more information, or call 248-634-0189.
By the way, I was talking to the Arnolds today.
Yeah?
They're starting our roof on Thursday here.
Yeah, that works out good.
Yep. So, God, they're fucking good, man. Kevin/Keith wanted to meet me here, but I had to go to Zot Ford and deal with the truck and all that. And so I wasn't able to be here. and he wanted to check like the lining stuff around the base, make sure it was what he needed, before they start the job. And he wanted to go through all the samples with me, and I'm like, fuck, can you just leave them there? Me and Teal look at them later or whatever. And he left his like licensing credentials and insurance papers and all the write up, and I'm like, this is just top notch organization here.
Sure,
man.
it's all on the up and up.
Hell yeah, yeah. And I'm so happy, like, the Blind Biz and Arnold Roofing. It's great, or any of our sponsors, Merck. It's a lot of praise, and when people use those sponsors and go, dude, I had the greatest experience. Arnold Roofing came out and they just killed it for us. And
Yeah.
So that's really good. That's, we do kind of try our best to vet some of that stuff. Like, we want to make sure that our insurance guy is good. I interviewed one guy for insurance. I was like, I wouldn't buy insurance for that fucker. I wouldn't buy it. Like, dude, he said, hey, yo, whoa, what's going on? Yeah, we'll get you hooked up with some Safeco insurance. And I was like, I ain't buying it from that guy, and so
You're going to put your name on it. You got to make sure it's legit.
it's kind of representing us too. And
Yeah.
so, it's, you end up getting Wasik. It's like, dude,
It's the
I
guy.
don't want to send people to this dude. Can you come on and do it? And so, yeah, it's good. So, yeah, we look forward to seeing them on Thursday. All right, let's get out of here. Anything anyone wants to say before the your E? You look like you're just totally dissatisfied. Want to get the fuck out of here?
No.
Yeah, I keep looking over. You got this like fucking retard look on your face.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for not killing me online for filling in on these things, everybody. I appreciate it. I hope
Yeah.
I did it justice, and it's been fun. It's been a
Yeah,
good
you've been
time filling.
great, dude. It's been fun having you here, and it's not the last of you.
Well, no, but this was a stretch. This was a consistent stretch.
Yeah, and I think, what do we have? Dave Landau, I believe, is coming in Sunday, December 29th. And I don't know if we would have done a show then, but we'll either record something or just do a live show. So heads up for that. He's fucking great.
I want to be here for that one.
Oh, yeah, you'll be around for Landau. He's great. Nimble Fingers is his new album. Also wanted to mention creepswithkidstour.com, Saturday, January 18th at the Emerald Theater. Tickets available for that with Ron Bennington, Bobby Kelly, Jim Florentine, and Rich Voss. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see a lot of you out there. I mean, we still got time for that, but
Yeah.
keep it on your list. Thank you guys for, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas E. I mean that. Enjoy your buttered noodles and
Thank
whatnot.
you. I will.
T-Roy, you as well. I'll get to spend it with you and your girls. And,
Yeah,
and
be a
everything.
good time
Look
tomorrow.
forward to that. So thanks, everybody, for another great year. I guess we'll do a couple shows before the new year officially. But have a great Christmas. Be safe, everybody. Yeah, we'll see you guys sooner than later.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen.